He knows it doesn't matter what's under a hood. The only thing that matters is who's behind the wheel.
When I'm washing it, I don't stick to it.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Under the Covers, a golf podcast where we deep dive into the most recent PGA Tour winners' bag, talk about their club choices, review their specs, really just talk about some golf. We're your hosts. We got Matt. He is our resident scratch golfer and former competitor. Kevin, our club enthusiast, and I am Dominic. I'm really just here along for the ride. I'm a mid to low handicapper like Kevin and just lucky enough to be friends with these guys. Today we got a pretty good pod for you. We're going to, like I said, go over the what's in the bag for Nico Echevarria. And afterwards, we're going to go through a Cognizant Classic recap at PGA National. And then go through a few of the news headlines that we got going on in golf today or this week. And then a little Bay Hill preview. So Nico Echevarria is our winner this week at PGA National. This is his third career win. He posted some pretty solid scores. He started off with an opening round of 63, then went with a 72, 66, and a closing round of 66. Had a finishing score of 17 under, and kind of took the win away from Shane Lowry, or Shane Lowry lost it. I think we'll get into a little bit of that later. But some interesting things about Nico. Like I said, it's his third career win. This year, he has only made 2 cuts. This one, which he won, and then Pebble Beach, and then he ended T8. So if he makes the weekend, he's typically climbing up the leaderboard pretty well. Seems like he's kind of a weekend player, which is nice. And the announcers love talking about this because it's actually a very interesting storyline. He closed on a house in the neighborhood surrounding PGA National on Saturday. They kind of did all the paperwork and signed the documents, but then his wife went and did the last house tour, and then I guess she just walked outside, and then she was there.
There's so many golfers that live in that area around PGA National, like Palm Beach Gardens there, or is it Jupiter's not too far, right? That's where like everyone lives.
Yeah, that's where they all kind of hang out. He also got, looking through it, he got arrested in college. His roommate was Taylor Moore, who was in the final group with him, or the second final group, and they both got arrested at the same time.
For what?
What'd they do?
I think it was some bad stuff.
Is it like Baker Mayfield style?
Voyeurism.
Oh, shoot.
Whoa!
No.
That is quite different than what I expected.
No. Yeah.
I was thinking like
Drunk and disorderly or something?
Moore and Echevarria were arrested in Fayetteville police Wednesday and charged with felony video voyeurism.
Yikes.
Wow.
sometimes the police report seems worse than it is, I guess. I don't know. See, and we all thought Jameis Winston was a bad guy for stealing some crab legs.
Yeah. What's like the lowest version of that could be? Like, I think about in college, I got written up for being at a party in a dorm that had music that was too loud and got written up for environmental disrespect. So I was all concerned back then that like some future employer was going to see that and think I like vandalize, some public park or something. But I don't know how you could lessen voyeurism.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you can go read about it. I mean, it was the first thing that popped up as an ESPN article. Probably won't go into the details, but they, took some photos. It seemed like not very good.
Yikes. Maybe that's a good segue to look at what's under the covers.
Oh, I love it. All right, you started off, Kev.
Yeah. So, weird background, weird golf bag, too. He's got a prototype Srixon ZXI driver. I feel like with most tour players that we look at, when they have something that's not, on the rack for us normies, you can kind of figure out what's different about it. But his bag is so all over the place that I'm not really sure what I'd be looking for. The shaft, Diamana Blue Board 73 TX. It's that'd be mid-launch, mid-spin. We've talked about the whiteboard in weeks past. Yeah, Matt, any comments there on the driver head or shaft?
Just seems like a bunch of the Strixon guys play a bunch of prototype heads. It seems like it feels like they're not really like, and it could go to like the QI, like the TaylorMade guys are playing like custom QI40s, but they're branded as QI40s or whatever. Feels like Strixon is just being like, hey, like we kind of have like a base, and we'll make you whatever we want, whatever you want to play, and we'll just put slap prototype on it. So, yeah, I mean, Strixon's an underrated metalwood company, though. I feel like they make some good metalwoods. They're definitely lower priced than I think by like 50 to $75 or something.
I think even more actually, because
Really?
I have driver 3-wood, and 7-wood actually, thanks to
Yeah.
Kevin. But I have all 3 woods Strixon, and the main reason, obviously, I hit them and I liked them, but like the price point was so much better that's
Yeah,
kind of why I went with them.
I think they're underrated. They have good performance, and it doesn't seem like the pros that are playing Strixon are at a competitive disadvantage. You have a lot of really good tour players playing Strixon clubs. So
And side note for us normal people that their exotic shafts cost less, for us ordering it than any of the other manufacturers.
interesting.
Like going on TaylorMade, it's $100 less in comparison if you're ordering a driver, say with a Ventus Blue or Ventus Black, or something of the like.
So whenever they do a prototype, are they changing the like the inside, or are they changing the shape of the driver? Like, what's typically the thing that people play with whenever they're making a prototype?
Probably mostly weight, wouldn't you say, Kevin? I feel like they're just probably moving weight around. It's like wherever
Yeah.
they want weight, they can get it, and because that basically controls what the spin comes out as. So
Yeah. Weight and location. I don't think they're really changing anything with the face. Sometimes I guess you could see like a deeper faced prototype. Some tour players don't like as wide of a look. The club head looks too fat, so they'll take like the taller face. Or they'll make, a more like pear shaped driver. That's pretty common, with the tour models now. But that's probably about it. So the 3-wood is abnormal configuration again for what we see in most tour players. TaylorMade QI10 bonnet hosel, shout out Matt. And he's got a hazardous smoke red, 70 gram TX. So the smoke red is abnormal for what the players we've been looking at because that's their higher launching, higher spinning shaft mixed with the core head. So not really sure what he's going for other than, high launch, maybe some stopping power with the 3-wood.
yeah,
But without knowing what he's going for with that prototype, there's some questions there. Going into his 5-wood, he's got a different configuration. So he's got the PXG Lightning 18 degree, but then he's got the hazardous smoke green small batch, also known as the Hulk, 80 gram TX. So the Hulk is their lowest launching, lowest spinning shaft for hazardous. So he's got the high spin, high launch on his 3-wood, low spin, low launch on his 5-wood. To me, that seems like there'd be some crossover there in what he's trying to do. And then, he's got the mid-launch, mid-spin on his driver. So weird wood setup, in my opinion. Kind of an abnormal series there.
yeah. Just a note, I feel like QI10, like we're gonna look back on a couple 3-woods just like we do right now, and like you got like I don't know, rocket balls, the ping answer, TaylorMade Sim TI. Like you have some like goat 3-woods, and I feel like the QI10 core is probably gonna fall into that. Like if you look back, 2 or 3 years from now, there's gonna be like a handful, and I feel like that one is still in a ton of tour players' bags, and it's just a really really good 3-wood. So might be one of those kind of unicorns if you can find one at a secondary shop. I would definitely snag it just to have it.
So does he have a Strixon deal? Like that's his main manufacturer?
Mm-hmm.
That was did you touch on it earlier where his Strixon TaylorMade PXG like out of nowhere?
Yeah, it feels like Strixon kind of allows they have less stringent like again, TaylorMade will have a 14 club deal where you have to play all 14 club TaylorMade. I feel like Strixon doesn't have that strict of like contracts where they'll be like, okay, we'll sign you for a 10 club contract and you can play whatever you want outside of the irons or the wedges or something like that. So
That's an interesting business model because I get it where you have people like us that are going through each club, but the more casual golf watcher, they're not going to know what clubs these guys are playing unless they listen, but like or unless they actually dig. But for the most part, they're just looking at what's on their shirt or their hat.
yeah.
Yeah, we got robbed a bit of another Strixon staffer. What's in the bag with Shane Lowry, and he's got a QI 35 fairway wood, and then the Spider putter. So he's another Strixon guy that's got some other brands.
Going back to the difference in shafts here, so the red is high spinning. Could there be any like it's more about control? Like would any of these shafts kind of give you more control where it really doesn't matter about distance with these dudes? It's really just getting it where he wants it. Could that help out?
Yeah, with the high launch, high spin, I think he's looking to control the landing so that it doesn't, like, say, run out too far. But that's, to me, that seems like the point of his 5 wood. Like, maybe I think he would be consistent in trying to do that with both rather than trying to go bombs away with the 5 wood. But maybe he's got a different thought process. Maybe the 5 wood is there more so he can swing hard out of some tough lies and have a little more loft under it. Or maybe he's got something else in mind.
Well, it was working for him. What about the irons?
Yeah, and the irons, long irons, he's got the ZXI 5s. We've talked about those in the past. Short iron ZXI 7s, so the better players, like Cavity Blade for the shorter clubs. The shafts are the Nippon Modus Tour 125X. Again, weird configuration compared to what we talked about with the woods. So the Nippon 125 would be their like lowest launching, lowest spinning shaft that they make. So he's going low launch, low spin on the irons, and then that even extends into his wedges. But he's going for a mix of mid and high launch on his wood. So again, just abnormal. I would have expected to see something a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, we're seeing a ton of guys play combos now in the irons too. I feel like we don't see a ton of guys just playing full set of the same. They're always looking for a little bit of help now in the 4 and the 5 or something like that, which is cool to see. I'm a big Nippon guy too. I'm a big Nippon Modus, so
Yeah, I got fitted into the Modus 115s with the Mizuno club fitting. I forget the total specs of everything, but I really wanted to try them. I got so used to the rifle look from Project X that step down look just doesn't appeal to me anymore.
yeah. Shout out to Japanese forged irons. They don't upcharge you for Nippon shafts. Whereas if you buy Titleist irons or TaylorMade irons, they upcharge you $15 a club for Nippon shafts.
Oh
So
wow, that's
yeah,
good to know.
Yeah, going on to his wedges, he's got 50, 54, 58. I think we've discussed that that's the configuration I have. I've got these exact wedges in a bag waiting for me, different shafts in there. So as soon as my grooves on my TaylorMades run out, I'm moving over to these RTZs.
and you're gonna send them to me to get stamped in the meantime. Is that's what?
Yes, while
Okay,
There
they're
you go.
waiting, they need to get stamped.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah,
But Matt, you play 50, 54, 58, right?
yeah. Mid bounces in the 50, 54, low bounce in the 58. So probably kind of like a bunker wedge in his lob wedge a little bit. That kind of low bounce, wide sole. Mid bounce just kind of has some good turf interaction there. Cleveland makes good wedges. Their grooves are super sharp, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. I don't feel like they offer as many different bounces as Vokey, so it probably makes it a little bit easier to like choose a wedge, whereas Vokey will give you so many options. Cleveland's a little bit just like, here's our grinds, firm, soft, whatever, low bounce, mid bounce, high bounce. You figure out how to hit them well.
hmm And then they've got the adapt bounce for the full face grooves.
Okay.
Cleveland's also another one who hates lefties, and I couldn't order the specific color that I wanted.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a rough life.
There was one round I played where it was whenever I. Oh, it was after my wedding, actually. So I gave you my wedges to stamp. And then, so I played around, completely forgetting that I didn't have my wedges. So I get there, and then luckily my friend he was nice enough to let me try them, but he had the Zip Core Cleveland's, and that was nice. I don't know why. I think it's just maybe the contact I make, but I don't get too much spin on my wedges, which is kind of weird because typically that's where you get the most. And that was like one of the few times it was on a dime. It would stop. It was very fun.
Probably because you're playing a wedge that's like 40 years old. Those grooves probably aren't very sharp anymore.
The one, yes. Yeah, these Dynamic Gold S400, I feel like we're going to be seeing quite a few of these each week. Like you said last week, that's kind of just the more stiff option, right? Or is that the step down?
Step down from extra stiff.
Stiff plus.
Because they're not swinging as hard, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he still has the Modus Tour in his 50 degree, but then the S400 in 54 and 58. So not quite as stiff on the shortest two clubs.
Yeah.
We've got our first different putter. We've only done spiders or
finally.
tailors.
Yeah, one of the most classic shapes out there, and this is the Odyssey version of the spider in terms of the shape that everyone else tries to steal. The Odyssey number 7 in the Tri-Hot model. This is their classic shape. If you think of like Scotty Cameron, like Phantoms have, used the kind of two like tongs sort of shape. TaylorMade's use that in some configurations. I think Bettinardi has.
Yeah.
Lots of people have tried to, mimic or redo the number 7 shape. Me and Dom have both played a former version of the Odyssey number 7 with the EXO series. I used to really like that putter. It's really soft off the face, and
the White Hot is
behind me.
Super soft off the face. Super good feeling. Played by the misses.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yeah, that was the my Odyssey was the one that got bent that I shared last week. So it's a very strong putter too.
or not.
Strong enough not to break.
It's weak in the neck.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, jeez.
Do we have any info? I couldn't see. What kind of ball is he playing? Is he playing Strixon?
That's a good point. I didn't know. I can't find it off the top of my head.
He's also in. He should be featured in the Lead Tape Chronicles. He's got some lead tape all over his wedges.
Oh, really?
Z-Star Diamond.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
The lead tape actually, I'm assuming that's kind of like where the ZXI prototype for his driver, it's kind of so you don't have to use lead tape anymore, right?
And he does have lead tape on his driver. He does have it on the heel side.
On the prototype.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Get the swing weight exactly where he wants it.
And then I think you were telling me before, if that falls off mid-round, you can just try to stick it back on. You can't add more because that's changing your club essentially.
I don't know.
I don't know the rules there if it falls off. I know you can't add more during the round, but I don't know if it falls off.
We'll have to look that up. So yeah, that's what's in the bag for old Nico here.
Yeah, get into some Cognizant recap, or Honda Classic if you're an OG. But Shane Lowry, man, tough scene.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Just hits a couple, foul balls. like
Yeah.
straight off the end of the bat, high rights, not good. Just, 16 just absolutely comes out of that 3-iron it was, I think, and just hit it straight in the water. And he didn't miss that by like a foot. Like he missed his aiming spot by like 50 feet right to the right. Dude, with a 3-iron.
The broadcast, I thought I was hitting a house across the water.
Crazy. And if you watched early that day, I think it was like hole 4 or 5. He almost like topped a driver.
I don't know if you guys saw.
Yeah, it was. I think
it
was on hole 6, that really hard hole that you were talking about, Kevin. Yeah, he like topped his driver like 200 yards.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So hole 6 and the bear trap, he just totally fell apart. So I don't know, maybe the bear trap is harder than we think it is.
I know, and then just hits this like wipey fade on 17 directly in the water. Tough scene. And honestly, I'm gonna call out like Nico. He almost hit it in the water on 17. Also, that wasn't
close.
like where he was trying to hit it. He got lucky.
Right, he got very lucky, and that's kind of like I was very surprised by that because, and I guess it's just how golf is. Because Shane, he seemed like he was in complete control, and I think he even said that too. He was hitting it where he wanted to, and he was hitting it well. But then, just you come to the last few holes, and I don't know, like, was that nerves or was it just I don't want to hit in the water?
Yeah.
Was it you see the finish line, you're kind of getting nervous, or is it the conditions out there were tough?
And like any other golf course, most other golf courses, Shane wins. Like it's just water and out of bounds scares the shit out of these guys, right? Like that is the way. Like high rough doesn't really scare the crap out of these guys. Firm greens, they're used to it, but like hitting it in the water and have to take a penalty stroke is like what scares these guys. So like the course is cool. It's PGA National, like it's pretty famous. It's not like the most thought-provoking golf course, right? It's just like it's very in front of you. Like you have to hit it here and you have to avoid the water. Right? Like it's not, but like it seems like it at least tests the guys, and like coming down the stretch, you have to hit good shots, and you can't fake your way around it. So,
it'd be really annoying too, where most courses you hit in the water and like you get a favorable drop.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Here you have to
here, you got to go all the way back or hit the drop zone.
Right.
Because that was it 18 where the caddy is like sprinting back the whole fairway or something, or no, that was 16 actually.
Probably 16. If he didn't cover the water, yeah.
Because Nico was in his post game interview. Nico said that I think he said the camera guys that were behind him mentioned that he hit in the water. It wasn't even his caddy.
I was in a fat nap on Sunday afternoon. It woke me up right on Shane on 16T and caught it.
There you go. Jeez. That'll happen. Play 54 holes.
So the thing I want to get into, right, though, is like Nico Echevarria, interesting guy, good golfer, great golfer, right? I mean, he's not going to be like a Scotty Scheffler or anybody, but I think it'd be interesting to know, like, if with this new PGA Tour that supposedly Brian Rolap is going to roll out, where there's kind of going to be like a PGA Tour A and like a PGA Tour B, right? The guys that play in signature events all the time, the guys that play in kind of like the Rocket Classics, Dallas, whatever the Dallas tournament is at TBC Craig Ranch, I always forget what it is. Are like, is Nico a signature event player or is he kind of a PGA Tour B player? I feel like he's never going to be like a really great player. I feel like he's probably going to fall in the more PGA Tour B, but it's interesting because 5 years ago, 10 years ago, he would make a great living on the PGA Tour. And he's still going to make a great living, but like he would always be on the PGA Tour. And now I feel like he is kind of like the epitome of the line of what Rolap is trying to be like. It's like, if you don't move the needle, you're not in the signature events. Right?
Interesting. That's you can almost compare that to like a Wesley Bryan. He's not good enough to win a PGA tournament, but he's the best YouTube golfer there is because he's a pro. He just can't keep himself on tour, I guess, because of the live stuff. But he's kind of in that weird. He's making money on YouTube, but he wants to play for the tour, but he can't win money on the tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, he's like, I feel like he's just, yeah, he's going to be like a good case study over the next 5 years to watch of like what happens with Nico's career. Honestly, like also being from Colombia could be a good Liv sign at some point, right? If he gets fed up with the new PGA Tour and Liv comes and like Liv seems to sign a bunch of international players and they're like, hey, come to Liv and we'll have a tournament in Medellin.
Is there a reason for that? Is it just like because they travel so much, they get all these international courses, or is it maybe they're just not doing so well on the tour, so they go to Live?
I think a lot of them don't necessarily like want to live in the States and want to just travel around the States all the time, and so they've somehow attracted a ton of the international guys that can live wherever they want to live, and then just travel to the Live events when it's out there. So I don't know, just gonna be something interesting to watch over the next 5 years, I think.
For sure.
Yeah. Going back to Shane for a brief second, like what a roller coaster round where he starts off, he's got 4 birdies and an eagle, and then goes into back-to-back doubles. Most players would be pretty content, I guess, in general, finishing 2 under, on a Sunday and just kind of getting out of there, getting their paycheck, moving on. But I guess not when you've got a chance to win and you just gift it away.
It's insane too, because at one point he had that 3-stroke lead, and that's when he hit it in the water. He was fine whenever he was fighting for the lead, but then as soon as he gets a big one, that's when he hits it in. I was actually counting, so before the round, the announcer said he had 19 birdies. So total he must have had, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23 total birdies, and then a couple eagles in there as well. I believe he had the most birdies in the field, and then just completely botched it.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
He was my pick because he had a history there of, coming up short, and I thought he could maybe just get over that hurdle, but apparently not.
It's a perfect pick for one and done because he hasn't been worse than T10, I think is what they were saying. He's been very close all the time, so like it's a great one and done pick. Mm-hmm. Man, I really wanted him to win. I'm happy for Nico too, because that's a fun one. But man, I like Shane.
Really, yeah, he's. I really don't have a good reason for it. He's just never been one of my favorite golfers, and I can just go back to not liking him since my pick is over.
I feel like after the Open Championships this year, where he was at the course he won his Open Championship at, and he had like a bad round, and he like slammed his club and was like, "Fuck this golf course." I was like, "All right, dude, come on." Like,
he's been complaining a lot lately, and there's a lot of people. So you might have to jog my memory. He had a driver, and it went through the bunker in that high stress moment, like on the last few holes. Went in the bunker, bounced barely out. So everyone's like, you cannot complain about courses being like unlucky and against you because that happened to you. So you'll be fine. It goes back to what you were saying last week, where these guys, they complain about these courses being hard. You gotta go through that. You're getting paid so much money. You're gonna have some tough courses.
Yep, everyone plays the same course.
So speaking of, we're going to get into our one and dones. As a quick recap, we're choosing one player every week, and we're keeping track for every tournament. And we're choosing a player, and whatever they get placed, we add those totals every week. Whoever has the least amount will win. Matt had 4th place. My guy was 7th. Kevin was 20th.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, thank you. So this recent week for Cognizant Classic, Matt, he went with a homer pick, Chandler Phillips, and he finished
T63.
Yeah, way down the list.
T63.
Chandler, if you're listening, I picked you out of the love of my heart that we had in high school, and you did okay, but not great.
Yeah, hey, he made the cut. That's all you can ask
for. We were stressing out on Friday watching that cut line. I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah, because it flipped because everyone was doing so well. But
I know.
Yeah, so he went 74, 68, 68, and then a rough 76, 5 over for the last round. So at T63, so Matt, he had 4, and then 63. So he's chilling with 67 points right now.
Probably distracted with all the bass in the lake.
Oh, absolutely. That's a lot of water. And then I went with Joel Damon, much to Matt's chagrin. Last week he gave me a stank face because he hates Joel.
I don't hate Joel. I have nothing against Joel.
No. You made your opinion known. So I just thought I wasn't really going for a winner. I kind of just chose. I kind of figured he'd be top 20 is what I said, and he ended up he put together some pretty good rounds. Had a pretty big birdie drought, but then figured it out on the last day. And then our clairvoyant Kevin, he chose Shane Lowry, and we were very excited in the group chat, hoping that he would give you that 1-pointer.
Yep. Now I can go back to not liking him. But who's picking first for Bay Hill?
I can go first. There's some good history at this course.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we ever pick the same player in a week?
No.
I think so.
Oh,
you can?
The same player in a week?
Yeah, like if I choose one guy, can Kevin still choose him? I think so.
So should we-
It's one and done's per person.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Like I said, we make up rules as we go here.
I like it.
So now that Matt's in like far last, me and Dom can just pick the same player every single week and just guarantee Matt gets a tattoo.
Yes, we're doing that. All right, Matt, you go first. Unrelated.
No. I think the person who last goes last every week.
That's actually not a bad idea. The person who's leading
The
goes
person
first.
who's leading goes first.
Yeah, person who's leading goes first.
Okay.
Kevin went 20-2. I went
You went 7-9.
7-9, so barely ahead. Yeah, so a lot of history at Bay Hill. There's a lot of players that play well there. Again, I feel like for one and dones, I'm just going to keep going with they might play well. I'm not going to go for winners. So I'm going to go with the Italian stallion, Max Homa. I feel like he's been playing pretty well lately, and he stripes it at Bay Hill in recent past. Played pretty well at TGL last night. I know you're really excited about that, Matt.
God, get that shit off my screen.
Give me Homa. Give me Homa.
TGL's fun. I don't know what you have against it. You don't have to have it be, like the Masters, but it's just, this is kind of the off season for the rest of sports. It's fun.
It's interesting that some of the players in the Cognizant Classic, they finished their round and then went and played TGL. That's crazy. But it's all fun anyway.
Yeah, is he going to be distracted with TGL going on and barely make the cut?
He didn't last time.
That could be a tough pick.
They had a pretty big comeback last night, and then he ended up, T11 last week?
God.
I don't know. Bold pick. For second place pick, I'm pretty torn. Someone I want to pick, but I think I'll save him for later. And I will just shoot my shot with Tommy Fleetwood.
Nice.
Ooh, you guys are both out of the majors with Tommy Lad.
That's okay.
Well, just worry about your own picks, Matt.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of just...
T63.
I was thinking of just going safe and just doing one of those big boys. Like Scotty plays well there, Rory plays well, but I feel like you said, you kind of want to save some people for the Masters. I mean, for the majors.
All right, I am going with another kind of back in my days playing with this guy.
Oh no, he's missing the cut.
Absolutely.
No cut this week. Siggy.
Okay. Lucky.
You dirty dog.
Okay. Shout out Plano, Texas. Some people call Plano, Texas, Maui of Texas.
I've heard that.
Pearson Cootie. He's been on a hot streak too. Back this week.
Who?
Pearson Cootie. He almost won Waste Management. Played good, I believe, at Torrey as well. Gonna take him down this week. My boys from Plano, Texas. Prestonwood Country Club, Glen Eagles Country Club. Shout out Plano.
So you're choosing the guy with a typo as his name. I always think it's like it's supposed to be Cody, and there's just an extra O.
Don't disrespect the Cootie family. Charles Cootie won the Masters. Okay.
Hey, I'll put some respect on his name.
Thank you. Bay Hill preview. I'll take you on a little ride, as you would in Disneyland, because we're in Orlando, Florida this week. Land of the shopping mall.
Actually, I'm going to correct you. It's Disney World.
Is it Disney World?
Easy way to remember is World, Orlando, ORL, and then Disneyland is LA, LAND.
Okay.
Fun fact for you.
I'm not a Disney guy, so
that's fair.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Course designer, Arnold Palmer. This is the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Arnold Palmy alert. Arnold Palmy alert.
Arnold Palmy alert. Great movie. Course record -10.62. Andy Beam, third leg Greg Norman, and Adam Scott.
Third leg Adam Scott.
Famous holes. Hole 6, par 5, the one that curves around the lake. If you remember, Bryson tried to drive the green when it was downwind in 2021. Just an epic picture. Can't get that one out of my head.
That's also that's the John Daly hole, right? The John Daly Tin Cup. I
think he tried to hit like a bunch in the water and just gave up. What is it kind of known for? It's actually been over the last few years. They bake the course out super dry, and make it really firm. Actually, probably one of the toughest courses on the floor to swing, or the toughest for sure. And it's been a super dry winter here in Florida, so hopefully it's going to be extremely tough this year. Super excited to see the guys, bitching about how hard their golf course is when they're playing for $12 million in a guaranteed paycheck. But whatever.
Are they purposely not watering it for that reason, or is it just the place they are? They just don't get much rain right now, or are they doing it on purpose?
I mean, they will purposely leave the greens pretty dry, so they're pretty firm this week. JT's back. Justin Thomas making his season debut this week after, I think it was back surgery, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
So good to see him back. We'll see if he's wearing a clothing sponsor. Asked my buddy, who is I would classify him as a well-traveled golfer. Texted him today. Give me 5 words on how you would feel about Bay Hill versus other courses you have played for the pod tonight. And his response was, TV makes it look bigger. So if you've ever played Hill, you can either agree or disagree with that. But that's somebody that has experience on the ground there. Their take on Bay Hill, but
it does look massive on TV. Has he played it multiple times?
I think he plays it. He played it twice when he was there.
How does he do? Is it hard for an amateur?
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard. I think it's a hard golf course. It's hard for the pros, so I'm guessing it's hard, right? I'm guessing I don't think in the summers they keep it as firm as they do in this tournament, just because it might die in the summer. But yeah, it's a cool tournament. Super small field. I think it's only 70 or 80 guys or something like that. No cut event, so guaranteed money for these guys, which is great for them. But you got all the big hitters in the field: Scotty, Jordan, Xander, Justin Rose. They're all playing this week. So
Blazer.
I was pretty torn on. I really wanted to pick Victor Hovland. He's one of my favorite golfers, but I figured I'd save him for later in the year. Just something tells me he's got it in him this week.
I don't know. Last time we saw him, I think he was using floaties on the range. So I don't know.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Would you agree? He's a pretty streaky golfer. He has some pretty good runs, but pretty bad runs too.
Yeah, when he's lights out, he's unbeatable. And I absolutely love his putter, his PLD. It's so cool. It's the bronze, almost rusty look finish, kind of mid mallet.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
Let's hope he wins so we can talk about it.
Yeah. So Bay Hill, I think that's a good time to go into our golf trivia maybe and see if
I
me
forgot
and
we were
Dom
doing
could
this.
slam a beer.
Let's
I
do it.
Okay, so our Bay Hill preview leads us into our next new segment for golf trivia. Started last week, and we're going to keep it going. Each week, I'll ask a random trivia question that I've looked up, and if Matt or Dom can answer it, the other two, including me, will slam a beverage, particularly maybe a nice light cold beer. So, our question for this week: the Bay Hill Invitational has had some multi-time winners. Tiger Woods has won it 8 times. Then the rest of the multi-time winners have only won it twice. And there are 7 of them. Besides Scotty Scheffler, can you name either of the other 6?
I can.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna
Matt
say
Matt
only one
Every.
out of 6.
Oh, goodness
Matt
gracious,
Every.
that was fast. Who
Matt
the hell is Matt
Every.
Every?
Matt Every was the Bay Hill sniper.
Oh man, the look
Name
on your
2
face,
more.
you just lit up.
He loved that question. Name 2 more.
All
2
right.
more.
I think Dom should get a crack since there's now 6
That's right.
remaining, and then we'll just all
Okay.
chug one.
So 6 2-time winners.
6 two-time winners. I know 2 of them well.
Because it doesn't matter. Is there any like really old golfers, or is that too obvious?
Yeah, it's not that old of a tournament, so they're not like really, really old.
Yeah.
The first tournament was in 1979.
Okay. Give me Phil.
Not Phil, not Phil.
Dang.
The other multi-time winners are Jerry Hurd, Gary Koch, Tom Kite, Lauren Roberts. Here's the big one, Ernie Els.
Ooh. I don't think I would have guessed any of those people if you gave me a million guesses.
Ernie Els, he's famous.
Can you believe
I know Ernie Els.
I pulled Matt Every out of my butt there?
I swear I've
can
never
believe
heard
it.
his name in my life.
But I feel like you might have been typing up a storm over there and
No.
getting a little
Yeah.
cheat.
You
His
know why
Wikipedia
I
picture
know
is
that?
absolutely hideous.
I remember when at the Bay Hill tournament, it was when he won it the second time, or it was the first time or the second time, I can't remember. But he had a downhill putt on 18, and as he was walking up, somebody from the crowd goes, "It goes a little right." And sure enough, he aimed it left, and he made it. And he pointed back
Whoa.
at the guy, and he was like, "Thank you." And
That's
that was
sick,
like when
actually.
he won it. And then he somehow became like the Bay Hill sniper, man. He was so good at Bay Hill. Now he's off the tour, but
Isn't that
Is-
illegal? You can't get outside help, right?
You can't control what a fan says, though. Like,
yeah.
they could have said it goes left.
Take away his win.
Yeah.
Well, Matt Every was the one who got busted for marijuana on tour too.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. My hero.
His Wikipedia picture looks literally like every single clothing advertisement in Dick's Sporting Goods in the golf section. It's like the most bland, generic photo ever.
And he doesn't even have a... Well, I guess he probably can wear a hat, but like it looks like... he's hitting out of the rough, first of all. And then he looks like just one of those guys, like, you just find a guy and put golf clothes on him and just say, hey, do a swing, and we'll take a
Yeah.
picture of it.
They're totally like not fitting very well, too. It's like the shirt's a little too tight, the pants are too loose.
Okay, let me go find a beer.
All right, yeah, I'll grab one too. Damn, I can't believe it. Just the look on your face when you just lit
I was
up.
so happy when
It
you
was like
asked me that
Christmas
question,
morning.
dude. I was so happy. I used to watch Bay Hill. I don't know why. I have a very like visceral memory of watching Matt Every just come out of nowhere and just win golf tournaments there. I was gonna say I was also gonna think the other players. I thought Russell Henley because I thought he had done a couple good ones.
He won once.
I was gonna say Bryson. I didn't know if Bryson had won twice.
Just once.
Yeah, and
I,
Tiger
I
just
thought that was such a good trivia question because Tiger winning it 8 times is like
yeah.
so crazy, and then the next is 2.
Back.
What'd you get?
This is all I got in here. This could be rough. Little spotted cow.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of all these Siggy classics, we got the Sig Open.
Sig Open.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
Frosty Boy mug, and then check this out. Oh wait, so White Elephant. We got their golf club like bar tools. What you got, Kevin?
I got a Corona Premier because I'm trying to watch my figure, and I put it in a nice Chi-Town Dog Pound shout out Club of the Year 2016.
Oh hell yeah!
The biggest Browns backers bar outside of Cleveland.
Very cool. Okay.
This is going to be astonishing how quickly you beat me at this.
Do you have one, Matt?
Do I what?
Oh no, you answered correctly. You don't have to. Forgot about that. All right.
All right.
Cheers,
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Cheers to Matt Every.
Shout out Matt Every. Dominant, you're an animal. An animal.
That was tasty.
Animal.
I wish I could have savored that one. It was my last one.
Damn.
So Matt, why don't you take us through? We have a few headlines that it's in the golf world these days. So what do we got?
Yeah. Live Hong Kong opposite Bay Hill this week. So some primetime late night golf, which I'm super pumped about. Love some good
sick.
late night golf. Phil still not playing. Missed the first 3 live events this season. Has some family stuff going on, so hopefully everything's going okay there.
Do you know
Seminole?
you know
No,
what-
he hasn't said.
Oh, interesting. That sucks.
He just said personal reasons.
Okay.
Is Liv cool with that? I feel like they'd be the people who would not be cool with extended
Yeah, but I
leaves.
feel like they have to be, right? Like they almost have to be for like they want to recruit players, et cetera, et cetera. Like they have to be okay with him missing stuff. But I mean, 3 out of the 8 or handful of events that they play, it's quite a lot. Today on Monday, March 2nd, as we're filming this, Seminole Pro Member was today. If you don't know what the Seminole Pro Member is, it's basically a who's who of pro golf and business, the business world that, come down to Florida, go to Seminole. It's a best ball tournament with a pro and a member, right, from Seminole. So you got people like Brett Baird. You just got all these business moguls. Jimmy Dunn. So if you don't know who Jimmy Dunn is, he's kind of like the back channels of professional golf. It's kind of like a bunch of menaces hanging out together for an entire day. But yeah, I would argue it's the best non-tournament or unorganized event in all of golf. Like outside of the regular tournaments or whatever, like it's the best event. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars are being bet that day. It probably is. I mean, crazy stuff.
Yeah, scrolling through the tee sheet, it's like incredible, the big names on here. Nico, who just won, is going straight to Seminole. Jacob Bridgman, our winner last week. Corey Connors.
Shane's playing.
Yeah, Matt Fitzpatrick, Ricky Fowler, Rory Brooks.
Rory's playing with his dad, who's a member.
Matt Kuchar.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuart Sink. So Nelly Corda's playing. Jessica Corda's playing. And that's like just the people who are teeing off on number 1. And then there's, a whole nother, double the field going off on 10. It's incredible tournament.
It's pretty crazy.
So is Bo Van Pelt related
To
to
Steven.
Who?
Scott?
Oh,
I'm hammered. Is Bo Van Pelt? I mean, there's not many Van Pelts
I
in the
don't.
world. I feel
I
like.
don't know. Maybe.
Scott.
I don't know why I
So-
said Stephen.
Wait, so I was right. You made me feel like I was wrong. Man, are we drunk? One beer did us in.
good.
So I was curious. So Seminole, that's one of the more private clubs in America, right?
It's like Cypress Point of Florida,
Of the East.
essentially. It's like you have Seminole, Augusta National, Cypress Point. Those are kind of like
Kevin,
National golf course.
aren't there some guys that caddied at Seminole?
Yeah, you remember Jeff from the Gimme Golf Club? He caddied at Seminole.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got some really cool stories.
Matt, their Gimme Golf Club in St. Louis, awesome place. If you're in the area, check it out. They opened up a bar next door called Loopers, and they have a bunch of different caddy bibs hanging up on the walls. It's a very cool vibe in there. It's awesome.
I remember I asked my caddy from Pebble Beach if he'd sell me his caddy bib. He said they're not allowed to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, they can't regulate that. He can do it. He just didn't want to sell it to you. He was being nice.
Only other news, McLaren Golf. If you're an F1 fan, McLaren is getting into the golf equipment world. When I first saw it, kind of thought it was gimmicky, weird, not really going to be like a real thing. Then watched the Equipment Junkies short or TikTok or whatever. If you haven't watched the Equipment Junkie, would highly recommend it. He's super good at what he does. Super good at what he does. But he kind of broke down a ton of they've went and hired like a ton of ex Callaway, TaylorMade, Cobra engineers, and a few executives as well. So it seems like it's a real thing. They're actually going to come out with some real stuff. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see.
That's really cool. I mean, is there any is it strictly they're just making new clubs, or is it like they have some new technology, like new metals or something they're introducing?
I mean, if you think about it, like they know the material space with F1, like carbon, all that sort of stuff, right? Like they understand that space, so it's probably not as big of a jump as people think. They probably also have basically unlimited manufacturing space to do stuff. It's not like they're short on CNC machines or whatever they need to make a golf club. So I don't know. Who knows? I mean, yeah, it's gonna be super interesting to see. The thing I think that's gonna happen is like they're gonna be like, oh, here's our driver. It's $2,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It might be a little pricey with the name recognition. There.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But
Yeah, they're probably set up to have like some of the best like aerodynamics engineers in the world,
Yeah.
working for McLaren. So I'd have to imagine the name of their game is going to be all about like speed, and reducing drag and all of that. If you rewind 13 years ago to a younger version of myself, as I was sitting in one of my aerospace engineering classes, I was like, wait, I think there's a lot of parallels here between like designing golf clubs and designing airplanes. And then I came up with my dream job that still going to have one day. But I think McLaren would be, same thing. They've got aerodynamicists, and they've, invested so much money on the F1 side and just like their exotic car side. They'd be a perfect fit to go over into golf.
Kevin, your dream job isn't a niche golf podcast.
Well, this will help get us there.
This is a stepping stone. That is interesting though, like why airplane companies, like you said, with the aerodynamics and materials and all that knowledge, why they haven't gone into this space earlier. But there's also, I think, and this could be very wrong, but COVID really blew up for golf. It like really kick-started all this, and there's so many different companies now making golf clubs because there's such a high demand for golf now. So I'm curious if that helped at all, or if there's some other reason why so many people want to make golf clubs.
Well, Lando, their F1 driver, Lando loves golf. Um, yeah, he's like a huge golfer. So like before every F1 race, he always goes and golfs at wherever they're at. So I don't know.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's those Red Bull collabs with
Oh yeah,
TaylorMade,
it's Tailwind. That's just
and
paint though. I feel like
yeah, but wasn't the Red Bull driver also a big golfer? Or is that who you're mentioning?
that's I don't know. I don't think Max plays. I know.
I remember him being there were two drivers interviewed on Pardon My Take that talking they one of them mentioned playing golf.
Carlos Sainz, I know, plays golf. Lando Norris, Checo Perez probably plays golf. I think he's a golfer. Um, he lives in the Houston area.
Yeah, F1 seems really interesting. I haven't really gotten into it, but I think Norris sounds familiar from that.
Yeah.
I wonder if any other F1 manufacturers or car manufacturers get into golf too. Like if this blows up, if it goes well.
Historically, new people coming in the golf space doesn't work. Like we've
Yeah.
only seen it a couple times. Nike came in, they're out now. I think the only like brand that we have some staying power feels like PXG. Like they came in late, but they kind of found their niche and they kind of fill it. It'll be interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
and then like you have like places like Zexio or that XXIO or whatever that company is, and like they kind of fill the niche. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're a part of Cleveland's portfolio because they're owned by
Oh,
Dunlop
really?
Sports. So they're like the high end model for that. It's literally just for people who want to spend the most amount of money possible on their golf clubs for no reason.
For
Yeah.
PXG
But
is?
no, for the Zexio,
Oh, okay.
they're like advertised that way too, that they're just trying to be expensive just for people who want like the name brand handbag of golf clubs. Like Tacoma or Vice seem kind of, interesting that
Yeah.
they've come in and they follow like the direct to consumer, path. But how long is that going to stay around? Are they going to, go by the wayside or will they be here for a long time?
It's like LA Golf too. They're going to that DTC, but if they lose all their designers and all their employees, like how are they going to make new stuff? Is my question.
The next irons that I'm like desperate to try out is the Avodas with the curved faces. Oh, they're so expensive.
Really? How do you spell it?
Avoda. That's like Bryson's been testing them out here and there, and they've got like curved faces, kind of like fairway woods or like drivers do.
They're in Jason Day's bag now too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
And they
course
look
they are.
really cool too. They're a great looking club.
Interesting. Oh yeah, those
There's a guy at my golf course. He gets in his hot tub every day at 5 a.m. and he just sends me golf memes and golf stories. So I wake up every morning with like 4 or 5 golf stories in my text messages.
Nice. Just keeping you in the loop.
And he
from
sent
the
me
hot tub.
from the hot tub, and he sent me the Avoda irons one day.
And where is he in Texas?
Yeah.
Hot tub in Texas. Unreal. I think it's a good place to end it. Make sure you follow us on our socials. If you search Under the Covers Golf, that's typically where it is. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter's Under the Covers G because the name is too long, but it's the same.
Shout out Prairie Dunes.
Shut up, Matt.
Shout out Kenny Riley.